Hello everyone, my name is Karthik from Team Sookshmas. Today I'm going to discuss about the solution for placement activity questions. This is the first question, public class Sookshmas 1 that implements the runnable interface. And here this is the constructor, public Sookshmas 1. Inside I'm trying to print the welcome message. And here we have a method called run. And inside I'm trying to print the Java. And also with the help of throw keyword, I'm throwing the exception. What kind of exception I'm throwing? I'm throwing the runtime exception. And execution of the program begin from the main, and I have created the object for the thread class, and also I'm passing and also created the object and also passing this as an argument for the thread class constructor. And when you are creating an object for the class, definitely the constructor of the class will be executed. After that, with the help of the reference, I'm calling the start. So in turn, it will call the run method so that it will print the Java. And after that, you are throwing the exception. When you are throwing the exception, we don't have any catch block here, so it will handle by the default exception handler. Default exception handler internally calls the print stack trace method, so that will be handled. After that, control reaching this position and it will print the end of the program. And these are all the some of the options. So Java it will print, and after followed by the exception, java.lang runtime exception will be thrown, and that will be handled by the default exception handler. And this is the second option, Java followed by the runtime exception and followed by the message called error and end of the program. And the next one is welcome and Java, then followed by exception in thread java.lang or runtime exception followed by the message called error. And this is the fourth one, welcome Java, then followed by the exception message, then followed by the end of the program. So I will execute this code. See, if I'm trying to run this code, see, just observe here. Then execution of the program begin from the main. I have created the object for the thread class, and also I'm created an object for the Sookshmas. One is a user defined class. That class implements the runnable interface. I have created an object for the user defined class. So we have a constructor present in the class, so that welcome message will be displayed on the screen. Why? Because when you are creating an object for the class, constructor of the class will be executed, then it will print the message called welcome. Then after that, with the help of the thread class reference, we are calling the start method. So in turn, it will call the predefined method run, and it will print the Java. Then after that, you are throwing an exception that will be handled by the default exception handler. Default exception handler internally calls the print stack trace method. Then after that, so control reaches over here, then it will print the end of the program. Then we can ask why these messages are not properly printing. How exactly? First welcome should be displayed, then after that Java should be displayed, after that this error should be handled, then at the end of the program will be displayed on the screen. So here there is a specific reason here. So you have to understand about the scheduler, thread scheduler concept in multi-threading Java. So thread scheduler is nothing but it's a part of the Java virtual machine. Due to this unpredictable behavior of the thread scheduler, we can't expect the exact output for the above program. I will repeat once again. So due to the unpredictable behavior of the thread scheduler, we can't expect the exact output for the above program. Whenever the situation comes to the multi-threading, the guarantee in behavior is very less. So we can tell possible output, but we cannot, okay, get the exact output. We can tell the possible output like this, but we cannot predict, we cannot expect the exact output. This is what exactly the why the output is displayed in a different way. And this is what the solution for the first question. Then we'll move to the second question. So this is the second question. Public class Sookshmas 2, and this is the constructor, and execution of the program begin from the main method. And after that, here I created an object for the Sookshmas 2, and also I'm calling the run method. So here control will reach us here, and inside I've created the reference for the runnable. And here the basically you have to understand about this is completely inner class, anonymous inner class implementation. The class will be hidden, okay, class has no name. This is the anonymous class implementation, anonymous inner class implementation. Then this is the runnable is the interface here. Then after that, this is the method which is present inside the anonymous inner class. Then after that, I have created the thread object, and also I'm passing the reference as an argument for the thread class constructor. Then after that we should call the t.start, then it will go for it. So before that only you have created an object for the class, definitely constructor will be executed, and then after that control reaches the run, and this is exactly anonymous inner class implementation. You can call t.start, it will go for the run again with the help of the same reference of the thread class. Again if you call t.start, it will leads to the compile time error. And these are all the possibilities of the options. Welcome to the Java, then followed by Spring, and followed by the illegal thread state exception. Then next option is compile time error. The third option is welcome to Java, and followed by the string. And the fourth option is welcome to Java. Then I will execute this program, the second program, and I will show it to you. Before that, you have to understand about the anonymous inner class implementation. This is completely, you can say this is anonymous inner class implementation. I have given in the comment line also. Here we are using anonymous inner class that implements the interface called runnable. That anonymous inner class that implements the interface called, okay, runnable. And here runnable is the interface. So how exactly the syntax? Before getting into this, you have to understand the syntax of the anonymous inner class. Just see this example. Test t is equal to new test and followed by the parenthesis. Here you can use any data members or any method implementation, and this end with the semicolon. And this test can be the class, or else this test can be the abstract class, or else this test can be the interface. And this is what exactly the anonymous inner class syntax. Then you can go here. See, this is what exactly what I did here. Here I created the object like exactly like this. But this interface anonymous inner class that implements the interface. We are unable to create a directly object for the interfaces, but anonymous inner class that implements the interface. This is what the exact syntax. So we'll do comment for this. Then if I'm trying to run this code, just observe, I have created the object, then welcome to Java will be displayed on the screen. After that, we are calling the run. This is anonymous class implementation, inner class implementation that implements the runnable interface. Then after that, I have created the thread class object. Okay. Then we are passing the reference R for the constructor of the thread. One time you can call t.start, it will go for the run, it will display Spring. Again, if you are trying to call a with the help of the reference, again if you are trying to call the start method, so you will get the exception like this, illegal thread state exception. You can call only once at a time. So if I do comment, then if I am trying to run this code, see welcome to Java, then followed by if I call the start, it will go for the run, then Spring will be displayed on the screen. This is the solution for the second question. Before getting to this, you have to know about the anonymous inner class implementation. And this is the third question. Public abstract class Sookshmas 3 int a is equal to 10 and void display. Here I'm trying to display the message called Java, and here we have an abstract method, public abstract void display. Then these are all the few options. Which class uses the Sookshmas 3 class correctly? Okay, so what is the first one here? So first one is class Sookshmas 4 extends Sookshmas 3. Okay, then int b is equal to 10. And the second option is class Sookshmas 4 that is extends Sookshmas 3, and here int b is equal to 10. And here we have an implementation for the abstract method here. The next one is class that Sookshmas 4 that implements the Sookshmas 3, and int c is equal to 10. Here also we are providing the implementation for the abstract method. And the next one is abstract class Sookshmas 4 that is extends the Sookshmas 3, and here int b is equal to 12. We are not providing any implementation for the display here. Here is also we are not providing. And these are all the options. Options 2 and 4, and option 1 and 2 and 3. And the third option is option 3 and 4. And the fourth option is option 1 and 4. And now we will discuss through code implementation. You will get to know properly. This is what my code. Then I will go for the first implementation, which class is suitable. Then I will take the first class Sookshmas 4 extends Sookshmas 3. And here I will take the first option. Here I will do this comment. So int b is equal to 10. This is the first option. So we'll get the compile time error. Okay. Sookshmas 4. Okay, it's the duplicate class. I will try to change this. Now I have changed my class. Class Sookshmas 4 that is extend Sookshmas 3. This is the base class. Here you are getting the error like just observe. Here you have to provide the implementation for the abstract method. So here, if I'm trying to provide the implementation for the abstract method display, this is an abstract method. There is no body in the class level. We have to provide the implementation in the class level. So in this case, there is a no error. If I do comment, then error will be generated. This is the first option is wrong. And the second option, if you are providing the implementation, definitely this is work fine. Second option is the correct. And if I go for the third option, Sookshmas 4 implement. See, there is a relationship between the class. One class can extend the another class. When we should go for the implements, when any class that should implement the interface, relationship between the class between another class is extend. And relationship between the class and interface should be the implements. And here we are using the two classes. So if you are trying to write the implements, so definitely we'll get the error. See, if I follow the same implements, so if you are trying to provide the implementation for this also, see, we'll get the error. Implement we should not use between the class as well as the another class. Next one, we should go for the abstract for the last option. Do comment, then I will use abstract. Then if I use an abstract now, abstract class Sookshmas 4 that extends the Sookshmas 3. And here this is the work file. Then which one is the correct answer? And the second one as well as the fourth one is the correct answer. Then in this case, again I will repeat once again, if we use implements, if you use implements, you will get error. Better to go for the extends, the relationship between the class and the other class. We'll go for the next question. This is the next question. This is the concept is belongs to the variable argument. And the class Sookshmas is for and public void call, and here the variable arguments, and this is the just ordinary variable belongs to the integer, and here we are trying to print. Okay, then execution of the program begin from the public static void main. I have created the object for the Sookshmas 4 with the help of the reference. I'm calling the method called call, and also I'm passing the value Java followed by the 10. And here again I'm calling spring. I'm passing the spring as well as the hibernate and followed by the 12 as an argument for the method called call. And these are the some of the options. It will print Java and Java, and will get the compile time error, and it will print Java and Spring, and followed by the fourth option is Java followed by the Hibernate. Then I will discuss with this question with the implementation. See what will happen here. Please just observe. You will get the compile time error. The third option, sorry, second option, you will get the compile time error. Why exactly the compile time error? You have to remember the rule of variable argument. Always a variable argument should be the last argument. It should not be the first argument. So suppose I'm going to change this question. I will use this variable argument as a last argument. Like this you should use, this should be the last, and here I'm using this should be the first. No, it's a completely wrong. You have to remember the rules of the variable argument. Variable argument should be the last argument in any method. So now if you are trying to run this code, then this code exactly the work fine. It will print Java and followed by the hibernate. Why? Because it is taking the length and k dot length minus 1, and it will take the exactly the index value that will be displayed on the screen. Okay, so it will take here. Okay, first it will print the definitely what it will print. So length, then -1. Definitely length is only 1 here. I'm talking about only this. Okay, k dot length is 1, 1 minus 1 0. Then exactly the okay, the Java only one element is there, only Java that will be displayed on the screen. And here the length is 2. Okay, for the next argument, and here 2 minus 1, and 1 means 0. This is the one that will be displayed on the screen. Okay, this is what the exact output. And here one more rule you have to remember is very simple thing, and variable argument should be the last. This is the rule you have to remember. If you remember this one, that is work fine, that is sufficient. You go for the next fifth question. Public interface Sookshmas 5, public void call, and string followed by the s. Whatever the method which is present inside the interface by default, these methods are public abstract by default. There is a nobody for these methods. Then after that, a class Sooks that implements an interface called Sookshmas 5. Here I'm asking you, and compilation fails at line 5. And also we have a method called public void call. There is no implementation. I'm not written any implementation. This is class B. And public string display. This is the class B. This is the method public string display. Compilation fails at line 11. And this is the method called void call is here, and no implementation. This is the one argument belongs to the string, and this is the zero argument. Okay, then here I'm returning the null, and here again a class C that is extends B, and public object okay display. And just observe the return type here string, and here the return type is display. This is a separate class B, and this is the derived class that is extend from the B, and this is the completely interface. This is the interface. This is one more class Roots that implements the interface. And here, this is the call. We are not providing any implementation. Here, two things are there. You have to remember this is the interface. This is the class. This class implements the interface. This is one. Next one is this is the class B. And here we have a method. Another one is class C that is extends the B. Here is also one method is there. Here is also returning null. Here is also returns null. I'm asking here whether the compilation fails at line 5, whether the compilation fails at line 11, and whether the compilation fails at line 18. And these are the some of the options. Compilation fails at line 5, 18, and 11, and followed by the option 1 and 2. We will discuss through code. So here compilation fails at 5 as well as the 18. So option 1 and 2 was the correct answer. And here why the compilation fails at line 5. Just observe the code. Okay. See here, this is an abstract method. We have to provide the implementation in the class level. That's this class implements the interface. This is the relationship. What we have missed out here, we have to missing completely. We are missing the argument. So suppose if I use some argument, see here, string argument, we should use the string argument in the class. That class implements the interface. In this way, you can overcome this error. Next one is there's class B. We have a method in the parent class, and class C that is extend from the B. Again, we are trying to redefine the display, and here we are returning the null also. We are not doing any implementation, just returning the null. And here return type, just observe the return type. Return type is string, and here the return type is object. So instead of that object, if I use a string, then there is a no error. These are all the point. This is method overriding mechanism. And here you have to remember is you have to remember the rule of interface. Whatever the method you have declared here, you should provide the implementation in the class level that should implement the interface. These are the point you have to remember. We'll go for the next question. Next question is public class VTU. We have a student ID belongs to the string. We are assigned Kiran followed by the 10. Here we have a constructor public VTU string ID. This is a one argument constructor. We are assigning the local variable to the instance variable of the class called VTU. And this is the derived class college, that is extended from the parent class called VTU. And here we have a string student id is equal to rb10. Here we have a derived class constructor receives the one argument that is belongs to the string, and local variable value assigned for the instance variable of the class. And here is one more class called test, and execution of the program begin from the main method. Here I have created the object for the college, and here and also we are passing the rbce12, and also I'm trying to print with the help of the reference. I'm trying to access the student id, and these are all the some of the option. It will print RBC followed by the 12. It will print RBC 10, and compile time error or current followed by the 10. These are all the, this is the question. These are all the options. Okay, we'll discuss. So this is what VTU have already discussed all the lines of the code, why we are getting this error. So what is the solution here? This is the compile time error is the answer for this. Why compile time error? Now we have created an object for the class. Definitely the constructor of the class will be executed. Then after that, here, so compiler implicitly add this super keyword here. Compiler implicitly add super. Then definitely it will go for the parent class constructor. And parent class constructor consisting of one argument, there is a no zero argument here. So that's the reason we should use a zero argument constructor. Then there is no error. Or else you can remember this one explicitly also like this. You can use, or else implicitly it will call by the compiler. So super followed by this. This is implicitly called by the compiler, and it will search for the zero argument present in the VTU. So it will go over here. So initially one argument constructor is there. There is no zero argument constructor. That is the reason you are getting the compile time error. So this is the what error you are getting. Constructor VTU in class VTU cannot be applied to the given time. Required string found no argument. So that's the reason you should use the zero argument constructor. Then there is a no error. And actual answer for this question is a compile time error. How to overcome the compile time error? And this is what the possible solution. And if I am trying to run, now it will access the RVCE12 will be displayed on the screen. Why? Because here it will invoke this constructor. Then local variable value assigned for the instance variable. Initial value RV10. Then after that we are assigning the new value RVCE12. Then after that, with the help of the reference, we are accessing student ID. Definitely a new value will be displayed on the screen. We'll go for the next question. Find out the correct main method. Public static void main followed by the string, then followed by the three dots k, and the next main method public static void main. A little bit of difference in this arguments. Okay, find out the correct main method here. And these are all the option. Option 1, or else option 2, 3, and 1. And option 4. Fourth option is all the above. Here we have to find out the correct main method. Okay, we'll discuss through implementation. This is what the question. We'll go for the first one. So public static void main, this is the body, and if you want, like I will just first method is valid. I will comment this one. If you use the second method, slight changes over here. For this method also, you will get the compile time error. JVM unable to recognize this void main. And if you are trying to go for the third implementation, for this method also, JVM unable to recognize. And if you are going for the last one, here is also will get the error. The first one is the correct answer. Java virtual machine will recognize the proper method. First one is the correct answer. And if you want, you can many thing you can write down here. Public. This is the variable argument. You can write like this also. And if you want, you can add final also. This is also work fine. And if you want to reshuffle it, it will work fine. If you want to add synchronize, that is also, this is also work fine. We'll go for the next. Public class Sookshmas 8 public static void main. Here string college fee is I'm assigned 50,000 and college fee is equal to college fee plus 10,000. Here int placement training is equal to 3,000 and in total fees is equal to placement training plus and college fees. And here I'm trying to print the total. And these are the sum of the option. Whether I will get an output of 63,000 or else I will get the compile time error or else 53,000 or else none of the above. So we'll go for this. We will discuss this question. This is the question. So what is the possible solutions? So first here is exactly according to this 1, 2, 3, 4 option, and here option 2 is the correct answer. You will get the compile time error. Why we are getting the compile time error here? The incompatible type string cannot be converted into the int here. See, just observe. This is a string. Here college fees is a string. College fees is equal to college fees plus 10,000. And here and also here just observe here placement training as well as the college fees I'm trying to calculate. One is a string, another one is the integer. For this case you will get the compile time error like this. String cannot be converted into the integer. Now what I did here, this is a string. I'm trying to convert into the string into the integer representation by using integer.parseInt. I'll repeat once again. This is string integer.parseInt. It will, why we need to go for it? It will convert your string representation into the integer. So 50,000 will be converted into the integer representation. I'm adding the 10,000 that will be stored in the integer fee, and placement training is 3,000. Here I'm trying to calculate placement training plus fees, and if you are trying to run, so this will display the 63,000. We should go for the integer dot parseInt if you want to convert string into the integer representation. Go for the next question. Sookshmas 9 public static void main. Execution of the program begin from the main method. String college fees is equal to 50,000 and college fees is equal to college fees plus 10,000. Here I'm trying to print college fees is equal to the college fees. These are all the sum of an option. College fees is equal to 50,000 will be displayed. College fees is equal to 60,000 will be displayed. Or else college fees is equal to 50,000 and 10,000 will be displayed. Or else you will get the output as compile time error. We'll discuss through code implementation. This is what if you are trying to run the code. So 50,000 and 10,000, it never be concatenated. Why? Because this is the string representation. Here college fees is equal to 50,000 as string, then followed by the 10,000. So as it is, it will be printed. Why? Because the first one is a string representation. So if I trying to add like this, int is equal to 10,000, then if I use, I will change a, this will works 20,000. Why? Because we are adding the two integer. If you are trying to add the string concatenating with another integer as it is, it will be displayed on the screen. Trying to go for like this. So 50,000 is a string representation plus 10,000. It will concatenate as it is 50,000, then followed by the 10,000. It never be added. So as it is, it will display on the screen 50,000 and 10,000. This is the rule you have to remember. But if you use an integer representation, then 10,000 plus 10,000, that work fine. And if you use a first string, then followed by the integer, it never be added as a 60,000. It will, as it is, it will print 50,000, then followed by the 10,000. This is the C question int main, and execution of the program begin from the main int I, and this is a for. The inside the for, the two semicolons are there, and this is a one more for loop. Int I is equal to 0, I less than equal to 5, end with semicolon, I plus plus, end with a semicolon, and printf, I'm trying to print the value of 5. And these are the some of the options: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, the second option, and the third option is compile time error. Last option is no output. And this is the program. Well, if I'm trying to run, there is no output will be displayed on the screen. Why there is no output here? So int I, and this is the for loop. This end with this two semicolon inside the for loop. Definitely, it will leads to the infinite. So then after that, it will returns true. Then it will go inside. I is equal to 0. Then I 0 less than equal to 5. True. Then I increment. Why? Because it never execute this statement. Why? Because a for loop is end with a semicolon. When it will execute this statement, when this condition is false, then only it will execute for the next statement. Suppose I will explain this code first. Now if you are trying to run this code, you will get the output of 6. So you will get the output of 6 here. So why? Because 0, 0 less than 5, true, and it will go for this because of the semicolon and with the for loop. And it will go for the 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is less than equal to 5, true, then 6. I value is 6, then I will be displayed on the screen. Suppose if I am trying to remove the semicolon, then what will happen? If I am run, so 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 will be displayed on the screen. Why? Because 0, 0 less than equal to 5, then I value will be displayed as a 0, then I gets incremented by 1. Like this it will go. So what will happen in this code? This is end with the semicolon. Here is also. Then if I use this for with the semicolon, then it will return true, then 0, 0 less than equal to 5, okay, true, then 1, okay. Then it will keep on moving like this only: 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay, then 6. Then it will go for the again the outer loop, so it will never comes to the this printf. So that's the reason there is a no output will be displayed on the screen. Again, if I'm trying to run, see, there's no output here. If you understood this one, then here I will repeat once again: 0, then it will increment by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again it will go for the 6. Condition false, it will go for the outer. This is inner for loop and outer for loop. And if I go for one more code, like for your better clarity, I'm trying to execute C, end with semicolon. See, welcome to C, welcome to C. Continuously it's printing. It never reaches this also. Why? Because this two semicolon inside the for loop, that indicates that it's a true. Then definitely it will go inside and it will print welcome to C the infinite time. This treated as a true. Then keep on printing the welcome to C. This also. If I do comment, it will go for inner for loop, then there is no output. This printf never be executed. Suppose if I Now it's printing. See all the numbers. It's printing. Infinite time. Suppose if I put a semicolon once again. See, now there is no output. This is all about Sunday activity questions. Okay, so kindly practice more and see you in my next session. Thank you all.